Welcome to eFit 30. My name's Katie McKenzie from Rerun. We're here at the beautiful Harlow Hot Pilates and Yoga in Newstead, Brisbane. Today's program is Pilates for good posture. So let's get started. Our posture starts at our pelvis. So let's make sure that we're sitting nice and square on our pelvis with both sit bones down into the floor. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, just gently draw the belly button in towards your spine and draw the ribs down towards the hips. Relax the shoulders down into the middle back and lengthen up through the neck, taking the crown of the head towards the ceiling. That's our starting position. From here, take a nice deep breath in and reach the hands up towards the sky. On your exhale, we'll take the right hand down to the floor and just stretching across with our left arm. Press into the floor and open out through your left rib cage, taking a nice side bend into the spine. Anchor that pelvis down into the floor by pressing down into the sit bones and then grow a little longer. One more breath here. Inhale up to the top, both hands coming tall, and then across to the other side. Press into the hand, open out the ribs and lengthen through the fingers. Keep that top shoulder rolled back, opening the chest and relaxing through the neck and shoulders. One more breath. And inhale, coming up to the top, and exhale, taking the hands down to the sides. This time we'll take a little rotation through the spine. So inhale, both hands up, and use the core to turn towards the right. The hands then come down to the knee and just behind the pelvis. We grow a little taller as we inhale, and then exhale, turn a little deeper. Twisting's really good for our spines and really helps to set up for good posture. You may feel a little tighter in one direction compared to the other. So let's inhale now, coming up to the center, and take it across to that other side. Just seeing how our spine feels today. Relax the shoulders down the back and keep the neck long. One more breath here. Inhaling up to the top and exhaling, letting the hands come down beside you. We'll do one last stretch for our chest. I'll turn side on so you can see. Here we'll just interlace the fingers behind your low back, draw the wrists together and then straighten the arms behind you. We keep the belly drawn in and open that chest. Hands are reaching to the back wall, but not to the ceiling. We want to take any tension away from the neck and just drop those shoulders down to the middle back. Our chests get very tight through sitting. It's a really good idea to keep the chest open through stretches just like this. One last breath. And relaxing those hands down. We're going to take it around to our hands and knees. So just swinging the legs behind you. Bring the hands down under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips, and drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Just find a nice neutral spine position. Let's take it into a couple of rounds of cat-cow to really open up our back. So tucking through the tail, we take the eyes towards the thighs, pressing nice and high through the shoulders, making a nice C shape through the spine. And then as you inhale, raising through the hips, lowering through the chest and taking the eyes forward. Take it back and forth through those two positions. Exhale to raise the spine. Inhale to dip. And again. Find how much movement you have through the different sections of your back. We tend to be quite stiff through our middle back. So focus on moving through your rib cage, pressing through your chest. Try not to compress into your low back or your neck. One more. And then we'll take it back to center. We're just going to walk the hands in a little closer now to take a really short cat. So tucking through the tail, this time press high through your mid-back and notice how much more movement you have there. As you dip the chest, really focus on opening through that spine, isolating that upper part of the back. Exhale, tucking under. And inhale, dipping through. This is a really good stretch for you to do after work to open up the upper back and chest, where we tend to get most stiff. One more each way now. And then come back to center and just coming back to your normal hands and knees. This time, we'll take it into a little side stretch. So pressing the hips to the right, we'll take the rib cage out to the left and just move through the spine from side to side. Taking the hips the other way, we press the rib cage to the right. So this time, staying fairly flat through the back, we're just working everything side to side, stretching down each side of the spine, mobilizing that lower back. Again, try to focus on the rib cage. Get as much movement as you can from all areas of the spine. One more each way. And then you can come back to center and find your neutral spine again. Working on a little bit of core strength now. We'll draw that belly button in towards the spine and take the left foot back. Keeping the breath nice and steady, let's take the right hand forward. Good. Lengthen from hand to foot and square up through the pelvis. Shoulders down the spine. We're just going to hold here, focusing on keeping that core engaged while we lengthen from fingers to toes. Keep the shoulders away from the neck. We don't want to create any tension there. And a soft bend in that left elbow, just to stop from locking out through the joint. When you're ready, we slowly lower the hand and foot towards the mat, keeping everything nice and long, and then exhale, come back up to horizontal. So inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep it nice and steady, working at your own pace. Make sure that you're not taking it up into your low back, but keeping that pelvis nice and square. One more. Hold it nice and high. Lengthen a little longer, and then exhale, taking hand and knee down to the mat. We'll take it to the other side now, so square the pelvis, press back through the right foot, and inhale the left hand forward, thumb to sky. Scoop the belly and lengthen. We'll hold here to begin, keeping that neck nice and long, shoulders down, glutes are squeezing, and we're pressing into your heel. From here, we'll exhale, just gently lowering the hand and foot to the mat, tap, and then inhale up to the top. Good. Lowering down and coming back up. Again, keep the spine long. Press back through your legs and keep it out of the low back, drawing that core in the whole time. 3 more here. And 2. On the last one, we lift and hold, lengthen, keep a nice natural breath, and then taking it down to the mat, we'll just press buttocks to heels, taking a little stretch here. When you're ready, coming back up to hands and knees. If you need it a little longer, you can stay in child's pose. We'll take the hand and foot back up into the air. So let's go right foot back and left hand up, shoulder blade down. From here, keep the arm and leg horizontal. Drawing in through the belly, we're going to take the arm and foot out 45 degrees, little diagonal line from fingers to toes, and then exhale back to center. So inhale to open and exhale to close. This starts to challenge your balance and starts to work down more into the waist. Keep the belly drawn in. Really focus on keeping that hand and foot up in line with the body. We don't want to start to take them higher than the body. And as they get tired, they'll start to go down towards the floor. So working nice and strongly here, taking a break whenever you need. Let's do one more. And then bring it back to center and take that hand and foot down to the mat. Setting up for the other side, drawing the belly in, neutral spine as we take that left foot back. Right hand forward in line with the leg, shoulders down, And we start to inhale and open. And exhale and close. Good, so one side may feel a little easier than the other, tends to be your stronger side. For really good posture, we want to try to even out those differences. So really focus on your weaker side, scoop in a little stronger through the belly, and try to lengthen a little longer through that hand and foot. Soft bend through that left elbow, just making sure we're not locking that joint. 2 more. Last one now. Come back into center, lengthen a little more, and then taking hand and knee down to the mat, we rest back into child's pose. One more breath here. And then we'll take it all the way down onto your stomach. So coming down onto the mat, let's just bring the hands back by the ribs, elbows in close to the side. Press the pelvis into the floor and drawing up through the belly, we lift up into a little Cobra position. So lifting gently up through the chest, make sure there's no pain in the low back here. And then exhale, coming down to the mat, and inhale, lift back up. Holding for a second, and then exhale down, and inhale up. Use the muscles of your upper back to lift you, and then just add a little bit of support through the hands, depending on how strong you are. As you lift up, inhale, open the chest, press the shoulders down. As you lengthen down to the mat, keep the pelvis pressing into the floor. The legs are nice and active, pointing through the toes as you lift, anchoring the pelvis down and drawing the belly in so we have a nice strong base of support. Let's do one more, lifting up, and let's hold here. Scooping into the belly, bringing the chest forward, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Lowering yourself gently down onto the mat. Taking your arms a little wider, let's make a stop sign position. So 90 degrees at the elbows, hands are down onto the mat, tucking the chin, scoop the belly, and lifting up, head, chest and arms floating up off the floor. Level 1, if you need a little bit more support, you can keep the fingertips down. Exhale, we lower down to the mat, and inhale, lifting up. So just adding a little more strength into that last exercise now. We've warmed up that upper back, lifting up, but lengthening through the crown of the head. So no compression into that low back. Level 3, if you'd like a harder option, we float the legs off the floor at the same time. So inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Keep this pattern going. Taking a little break, or maybe taking the hands down to the floor if you need a little option. But strengthening the upper back, but not putting any compression into the low back. It's a very fine balance. Let's go for 3 more if you can. Keep it up, 2. And last one again, lift and hold, scooping the belly button into the spine, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. And level 3, lengthening back through the toes, squeezing the buttocks. Holding for 3, and 2, and 1. Head, chest and arms down to the mat, and pressing it back one more time into your child's pose. From here, we can walk those fingertips a little further forward, anchor them down to the mat, and really stretch back into those hips. Take a couple of deep breaths while your body recovers. And when you're ready, making your way back up to hands and knees. So setting up here for a plank series, we'll walk those hands forward and drop gently through the hips to take a low plank. Level 1 will stay here. Level 2, tucking through the toes, keeping the belly nice and strong. We'll press back into the heels, lifting up into a high plank. We'll hold this plank position while we set up some good alignment. So let's press back through the heels, draw the heels gently towards each other, and strengthen and activate through the legs. Squeezing into the glutes, gently tuck through the tail, and lift the belly button to spine. If you need an option, take the knees down to the mat. We press the hands into the floor and lift the chest up into the shoulders. Make sure the chest doesn't sink through the shoulders. We want it nice and active, tucking the chin and lengthening through the crown of the head. Keep your breath nice and natural here. We'll aim to hold for another 5 breaths. This is a strong pose and we're working all through the core, the shoulders and the legs. Remember to take options or a break if you need. There should be no pain in the low back. You should be able to feel that core engaging. 1 more breath. And then taking it back, just to rest the buttocks on the heels again in your child's pose. Our moves now will start to add on to the plank. So you're welcome just to take the same option you've just used if the next option doesn't suit you. When you're ready, coming forward, level 1, finding your low plank. Level 2, we'll take it up to the toes, scooping into that belly, keep the pelvis nice and square, and let's float the right leg up into the air. Nice long line down the leg, pointing the toes, holding the hips nice and square. Lower the right leg down to the floor, keeping everything else nice and still, we float the left leg up. Good. Changing sides, nice and smoothly. And level 1, this can still be done from your knees, just extending the leg back on the mat. The aim here is to keep the spine long and the pelvis nice and still. Again, if you'd prefer just to keep the knees down or take a rest in child's pose, that's okay. Let's just do 1 more. And then knees come down, pressing buttocks to heels. This time walk the hands nice and wide outside the mat. Anchor the fingers into the floor and pull back for a nice chest stretch. One more deep breath here. And then we'll take it back up into sitting. So coming around onto those sit bones, remembering to set up nice and stable through the pelvis. Belly button draws into spine. Vertebrae stacking one on top of the other. We gently roll those shoulders down towards the middle back. From here, we'll extend both arms out beside you, palms down. Make sure the shoulders haven't come up to the ears as you've lifted the arms. And let's start some tiny circles. The hands are reaching long out beside you, like you're trying to touch the walls. You're making nice, smooth, even circles. As you do that, you'll find you can draw the shoulder blades together behind you. Focus on drawing them in and down. Good, the shoulders start to get a little tired. Keep the neck relaxed. We've got 3 more here. 2 and 1. Holding the arms nice and strong, we're just reversing. So this time circling our hands forward. Still reaching long through those fingers. Don't forget about your core, we're sitting tall, drawing the belly in, lengthening through the spine as we spin the hands. Shoulders are really starting to get tired, so let's just do a couple more. 1 more breath. And you can relax those hands down by your side. So starting with the right arm, just drawing it across the chest, bringing the hand in a little closer, drop the shoulder down away from the ear. Just soften through the neck and take a couple of deep breaths. You'll feel that stretch through the back of the shoulder, the upper back. Relax that right arm down and bring the left side across. Again, drop the shoulder down, sit tall and relax into the stretch. Take a few deep breaths to help your body recover as we go through our stretches towards the end of the class. And allow that left hand to come down. From here, deep breath in, coming up towards the ceiling. We'll take the right hand down and reach the left hand across to the side. Just a gentle lengthening here. We press down through the sit bones. We'll start to lower down forwards through that left shoulder, rotating over the legs, bringing the right arm forward with it, and change sides. Lovely smooth movement for the spine. Open up through that top shoulder, but reach long through the hands. Coming back up through center, nice and tall, and exhale those hands down. Rolling your shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. We'll finish with a neck stretch. So gentle tuck of the chin, and just take the right ear down towards right shoulder. Relax the left shoulder down, and keep the chin gently tucked. We want to take any compression out of the neck. Make it nice and long through the back of the spine. Calming back through center, taking the ear down the opposite way with a nicely tucked chin. Keeping the shoulders soft and low. One more breath here. And then coming up to center. Well done. Thank you for joining me today for Pilates for Good Posture. My name's Katie McKenzie from Rerun. For more workouts like this, subscribe to eFit30. Thank you.